Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A very warm welcome to yet another session of Global Festival of Oneness. Today we have with us for this session Swamini Sadvidyananda ji joining us all the way from Gujarat. A very warm welcome to you, Swamini ji. Thank you for making time for this session.
You are most welcome.
Thank you, Swamini ji. Let us begin with a small prayer. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Today, Swaminiji will be speaking on the topic of Jnanam as it is enunciated in different contexts in Bhagavad Gita. Before we begin, just a brief introduction to Swaminiji. Swamini Sadvidyananda Saraswati ji is a direct disciple of Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, a great exponent of Vedanta and Hindu Shastra. She is teaching Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads in Gujarati and different towns of Gujarat such as Navasari, Bardoli, Valsad, Bilimora, Vyara and Bhavnagar for the last 25 years. Under the banner of her trust Arsha Vidya Tirtha in Navasari, she has translated and published more than 37 books of her Guru, the Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, into Gujarati. And from 1998 to 2003, she also translated the voluminous book on Bhagavad Gita titled Gita Home Study into Gujarati for the benefit of Gujarati audience. She has also attended and presented papers in various conferences such as National Education Conference in Pune and Gwalior, Sri Vidya International Conference in Mysore, and many other such conferences at different places. We are very fortunate to have you here, Swamini ji. Please go ahead and start your session.
Om Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Shanna Mitra Shamvarunah Shanna Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanna Vishnurupramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu tadvaktaramavatu avatu mam avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Vidyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavadpadam Shankaran Loka Shankaram Shankaran Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Namaskar to all. So today we have a topic, contextual meaning of word Jnanam. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna uses this word in very different meaning. Not only this word Jnanam, previously we have seen the word Yajna also. And so many other words are there like that, which has a different meaning at particular point. And so today we are seeing the word Jnanam. The words I am going to use for this is 5th chapter, verse number 14, 15 and 16. So the topic which is there in the 5th chapter is talking about the wise person. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya naiva kinchit karomiti, previously it is said. So the wise person is one who knows that I am not performing any action. And therefore, in 14th verse, Bhagavan says, na kartutvam na karmani. There is no doership is there is no action. Lokasya srujati prabhu. Look at this. Everything is being created and looks like it is there. The doership is there, action is there, karma phala sanyogam. There is a connection between the karma phala and the doer. Understand? So, but why it's happening? When the Atma is not performing in action, swabhavastu pravartate. Shankaracharya tells, swabhavastu means what? It is a Bhagavan's Maya. Because of the Maya, here Swabhava means Maya. Because of Maya, all this thing is happening. So Maya is one because of whom? It looks like there is a doership in Atma, the action is there. Because of the action, there is a connection between karma phala and the doer. Understand? So everything is happening. What we say is not doing, it's happening. Atma is not performing action, but because of Atma's presence, everything is happening. Swabhavastu pravartate. That means no action is there. That means Atma is what? Nadatte kasyachit papam. Any wrong action is performed, is not being accepted by Atma. Nachaiva sukritam vibhuhu. Whatever actions which are called punya, sukritam means punya. So punyas also are, papa and punya are not being accepted by Atma. Then what we are seeing here, what is all this thing? Why we see the kartutva in Atma? Why there is action? Why there is a karma phala? Why there is a new birth? Why there is a papa and punya? Why there is a adholoka gati? Why there is a urdholoka gati is there? And so Bhagavan says, agnanena avrutam jnanam. Understand? So the word here, jnanam, it is anam pratyaya to gna root. The anam pratyaya is karane lute, it is called. It is according to Panini, it is a u. The pratyaya, the suffix is u. And then your nako, that Panini. So you will become anam. So that anam. So gna plus anam, gnanam. And it is in the sense of the karane, in the sense of the instrument. But then there itself, bahula. Bahula means there many other meaning can be given to this particular suffix, anam. It can be in the sense of karta, it can be in the sense of the action, it can be sense of the karana, instrument. Therefore, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Shankara gives the Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. He says, Gnayate iti Gnanam. That which is being known also is called Gnanam. And Janati iti Gnanam. The one who knows also is called Gnanam. So this knowledge word, the Jnanam. So in general, how we understand the word Jnanam? I know mobile, I know flower, I know book. So that is how we understand. That is called knowledge. So in knowledge, our rishis have done very, very subtle analysis about this knowledge. So let us understand for this, that how knowledge takes place in your buddhi. When you say, I know flower. So generally we think that I see the flower and I know the flower. But that's not how it is. Understand? Outside flower is there, your eyes are taking that flower inside and take it to the mind. So the mind takes the shape of the flower called pushpakar vritti. Understand? When the pushpakar vritti is there, but it is a vritti, it is born, so it is jada. It cannot illumine by itself. And therefore, you, the Sakshi Chaitanya, illumines that pushpakar vritti. And then you say, I know flower. So, when through the eyes, when the flower enters in the mind and becomes the pushpakar vritti, in Vedanta it is called vritti vyapti. The technical term, vritti vyapti. It is being pervaded. And then when you say, I know flower, it is called phalavyapti. Vritti vyapti, phalavyapti. So this is how any knowledge takes place. Vritti vyapti, phalavyapti. Vritti vyapti, phalavyapti. That means what? None of us are seeing the flower outside. Understand, this is a very important thing. You are not seeing flower outside. You are seeing the flower, pushpaka vritti is being seen by you. And then you illumine that particular vritti and say, I know flower. So for any knowledge takes place, when any knowledge takes place, these two prakriyas are there. Two processes are there, vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. Now, here when Bhagavan says, agnanena avrutam gnanam, look at this. What is that gnanam? The knowledge means the knowledge, what we understand, the knowledge of the flower, knowledge of the self. Is that knowledge is being covered by ignorance? What is that knowledge? What is the meaning of the word knowledge? Jnanam. So is it a knowledge? Is it in the sense of instrument? Is it in the sense of the karma, the object of knowledge? We have to see here. Ignorance is covering knowledge. This is the simple translation. Now, here we have to see. Ignorance is covering Jnana. That means it is ignorance is covering the self. Here, Jnanam means it is a self-illumined, self-effulgent consciousness is being covered by ignorance. Here, Jnanam means what? It is Atma. consciousness. But how is it possible that consciousness is being covered by the ignorance? Because consciousness is one. Consciousness is you, understand? You are the one who is illumining the ignorance. You are the one who is the substratum of the adhishtanam of the ignorance. Because you know that I don't know. Okay. When you say I don't know, that means you know that you don't know. So the ignorance is being illumined by you, the consciousness. The ignorance which is being illumined by the consciousness, how it can cover the consciousness? So in Atmabodh, Shankaracharya says, as the sun is being covered by the cloud is born because of the sun. The cloud is being dared up because of the sun. The same cloud is being illumined by the sunlight only. Same cloud is covering the sun. But does cloud covers the sun? No. The cloud is covering your drishti. So, though sun is there, the cloud which is illumined by the sunlight is covering the sun. Then what we have to do? Megha payan shumaniva. You have to remove the cloud. So Bhagavan is telling Agnanena avrutam gnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Because everything is being covered by the ignorance, the person, the jiva, the individual is being deluded by this. Shankaracharya said, avidya kama karma. You don't know yourself, that you are self-effulgent consciousness. You are all-pervasive consciousness. You are non-doer, non-enjoyer. So, here Jnanam is what? It's not knowledge. It is the self, the Chaitanya is covered by the ignorance. As the sun is being covered by the cloud. Understand? So, everybody thinks I am ignorant. So now, to remove the ignorance, what we have to do? So again, Gnanena tu tadagnanam nashitamas atmanah yesham. For whom? The ignorance is being destroyed. The ignorance of the self. Atmanah gnanam, atmanah gnanena nashitam. For whom the ignorance of the self is being destroyed by the knowledge of the self. What is Jnanam here now? Is it knowledge of the self that destroyed the ignorance? As I said previously, it is a consciousness. Consciousness is not opposite of ignorance. Consciousness is the one which is illuminating the ignorance. Therefore, the consciousness, has no samagri, no capacity to destroy the ignorance, because you are the one who is eliminating the ignorance. And therefore, what is this word knowledge? Gnanena, by knowledge. By knowledge, when we say, what is that knowledge? See, everybody is telling Brahma Gnanam. We have to gain Brahma Gnanam. What is that Brahma Gnanam? For that, we have to understand the ignorance. Anything which has a particular satta means existence. I'll give you the example. There is a satta, the existence of the waking world, waking life. There is the existence of the dream world, swapnavastha. There are two different satta, two different existence, understand? If I am hungry here in the waking world, the dream food cannot destroy this waking hunger. For the waking hunger, I need the waking food. If I am hungry in the dream, I need the dream food. So there are two different existence, two different satta. Similarly, if I want to, the ignorance is my problem, then I have to destroy the ignorance. But ignorance can be destroyed only by the same satta, same existence, understand? Same reality. Understand? The reality of the waking world and the reality, the satta, the existence of the dream world is totally different. So here when we say agnanena agnanam nashitam, when I say that gnanam has to be in the same satta, in the same reality, same realm of reality. Understand? Therefore, when it's here, it is yud gnanena agnanam nashita. What is that knowledge? You have to understand that. What is that knowledge? Now we have to see what is the reality of ignorance. Ignorance is mithya. Yadrashyam tadjadam tadanityam. Ignorance is a drashya. It is seen by you. It's known by you. Therefore, it's jada. It's anitya. So at the same realm of reality, I have to bring the knowledge. So to remove the ignorance, I have to create the knowledge at the same realm of reality. Then only that knowledge can destroy that ignorance. And therefore, gnanena nashitam, when we say that gnanam is what? It is called gnana vritti. In Vedanta, it is called akhandakar vritti. How you get that one? By Shastra Shravanam. Without Shastra Shravanam, there is no way you can have the Gnana Vritti. That Gnana Vritti at the level of the intellect, at the level of the realm of this ignorance. And therefore, here when we say Gnanam, it is Akhandakara Vritti, the Gnana Vritti, which destroys the Agnana Vritti. But when we say that there should be vritti vyapti for any knowledge to take place in my vritti, gnana vritti means any knowledge when it takes place, there is the two things that are there, vritti vyapti and phala vyapti. So when it comes to the Atma, that's why I said specifically, the ignorance of the self is being destroyed by the ignorance, the knowledge of the self. Now, the first problem is I can objectify the flower by my eyes, and therefore the vritti vyapti will be there. Pushpakar vritti will be there. Now, if I want to destroy the ignorance of the Atma, the self, I need to develop the Atmakar vritti. Then only that vritti vyapti will be there. And therefore, this gnanam is that Atmakar vritti, Brahmakar vritti, Akhandakar vritti. By Shravanam, we see that's why Shravanam is not option. That's why Bhagavan says, Upadekshanti te gnanam. He will teach you. Understand? So, until unless we sit with Guru and listen to the Guru, that Gnana Vritti cannot be created. By itself, there cannot be a Gnana Vritti. Because Atma is not the object of these five senses. Bhagavan in second chapter itself said, Bhagavan himself is telling, Avyaktoyam, Achintoyam, Avikaryoyam Uchyate. Avyakta, it cannot be the knowledge of or the object of the senses. Achintya cannot be the object of the mind. Now, if it is not the object of the sense, if it's not object of the mind, how are you going to create the Gnana Vritti, which can destroy your ignorance? Therefore, Shravanam is the only solution for gaining this Gnana Vritti at the level of that ignorance. But then Gnana Vritti remains there? No. Gnana Vritti has only one job, to remove the ignorance. Once the ignorance is being removed, in Atmabudh Shankaracharya said, Katakarenu vatha swayam nashyate gnanam. Look at this. Knowledge itself will get destroyed. It is a Gnana Vritti. It is not kshanika. Swayam nashyat gnanam. Gnana Vritti is developed through Shravanam. Ignorance is destroyed. It goes. So here, Gnanam means Gnana Vritti, which destroys the ignorance. Swayam nashyat gnanam kataka renu. There are seeds are there, chia seeds, or I don't know the name, kataka renu. We use for faluda. It absorbs water. So those days, in the rainy season, the well water will be dirty and all kind of the leaves and all these things will be there. So what they do, the village people will go and throw this kattakarenu in the well water. This kattakarenu has the ability to absorb the water. As it absorbs the water, it becomes sticky. It keeps on absorbing water. So it becomes a one sticky layer on the water, on the top of the water. Then, as it absorbs the water, the weight increases. When the weight is increasing, slowly it's settling down. When it settles down, water can come out of this layer, the sticky layer, but the dust, mud, leaves, all these things keeps on going down along with the layer of this kattakarenu. So, if in the evening, afternoon, evening, you put this, in the morning when you go and see, it's very clean, cool water. Because kattakarenu, the layer of the kattakarenu, it takes all this dust, all these impurities with itself down well. Similarly, so there is no more kattakarenu also in the water. It's a pure water. Similarly, the Gnana Vritti is there to destroy the ignorance. When the ignorance is being removed, this Gnana Vritti also goes off. So that's why Gnanena to the Gnanam, here the knowledge means Gnana Vritti created by Shastra, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. I cannot go into the detail because we have limited time. Then again, Bhagavan in the next line, Bhagavan, they say what? Tesham adityavat gnanam prakashayati tatparam. Again, gnanam, look at this here. Yesham, it's not one person. Many people can gain this knowledge. And that's why Bhagavan is using Bahuvachanam. For whom, by Gnana Vritti, the ignorance of the self is being destroyed, Tesham, for them. Adityavat Gnanam. like Aditya. So you remove the cloud. Then what? You don't have to illumine the sun. Similarly, you are that knowledge, Adityavat Jnanam Prakashayati. It's a self-effulgent self, which is being it's self-illumined. It doesn't need any other thing. And therefore, Bhagavan says, those who have removed this ignorance by knowledge of the self, Gnana Vritti, the self is illumined by itself. Understand? That means what? Only Gnana Vritti is called Vritti Vyapti is required. By Vritti Vyapti, any Vritti Vyapti, understand? When I say Pushpakar Vritti, that Pushpakar Vritti has a capacity to remove the ignorance of the Pushpa, flower. Vritti Vyapti is there to remove the ignorance. Pushpakar Vritti removes the ignorance of the flower. And then, because Pushpakar Vritti is Jada, it's not self-illumined. Because it is not self-illumined, and that means you, the Shakshi Chaitanya, is illumining that Pushpakar. So, Vritti Vyapti is to remove the ignorance, Phala Vyapti is I know flower. But, you want something? So, here what happens? Vritti Vyapti is required because to remove ignorance, you need Vritti Vyapti. But there is no Phala Vyapti, understand? Only Vritti Vyapti is required. And therefore, Bhagavan says, you illumine by yourself because you are self-effulgent consciousness. And therefore, only the removal of the ignorance is required. Vritti Vyapti is required for the self-knowledge. Phala Vyapti is not required at all. For all other objects, we need Phala Vyapti. I know flower. I know grammar. I know Gujarati. I know English. Understand this. But when it comes to the self, you cannot say, I know Brahman. That's why that I know Brahman is not knowledge of the self. Same thing happened in Kenopanishad, After teaching, the Guru is asking, did you understand this? So one fellow said, yes, I know. The other fellow sitting there said what? Vignatam, avijanatam. Look at the person who says, I know, he doesn't know. Atma is not that something to be known. Therefore, there is no Phala Vyapti here. Only Vritti Vyapti to remove the ignorance. Once the ignorance is being removed, you know I am. So therefore, here, for the self-knowledge, see, when I'm talking, it looks very simple. That is not that simple. Because just by once you listen to it, it's not going to take you Gnana Vritti. That's what Bhagavan said already. Swabhavastu pravartata. Everybody is Swabhavastu pravartata. That means everybody is dedicated to one's own nature. That is a Maya. And Shankaracharya in Bhashya, Shankaracharya says, Prakruti, Maya. And he gives the Daivi, Hiesha, Gunamayi, Mama Maya, Duratchaya. He quotes that 7th chapter verse. So to cross our own Swabhava, our own nature, our own Prakruti, it takes long time. Then only that Gnana Vritti can come. Second thing, though there will be Gnana Vritti, our mind is not that clean to have the clear Gnana Vritti. Because there are a lot of raga dveshas are there. Lot of sanskaras are there. And therefore, to have a antakaran shuddhi, the nirmalatvam, takes long time. Until and unless your mind is free from all this moha, ahankar, mamata, yadate moha kalilam buddhir vyatit. Kalilam means kalu impurity. The impurities of the delusion is there in the mind. That's why Bhagavan says, muhyanti jantava. So, to have a gnana vritti, we need to keep on listening to the Shastra. There's an independent commentary on Gita called Shankaranandi. For this Swabhava, he very nicely he says that from so many births, we are having a sanskara of Vishaya Bhoga, Bhoga sanskara, Vishaya sanskara. The enjoyment is there. So he said, to remove that Vishaya sanskara, this Bhoga sanskara, we need Shastra sanskara. Therefore, to develop this Gnana Vritti, we have to have the sanskara of the Shastra. Shankaracharya uses these three words. One is called karmata, prakruta. Prakruta means those who are dedicated to their own prakruti, their own swabhava, their own sanskara. Prakruta. Then there is a word is called Sanskrita. Means the person who has a sanskara of bhakti, sanskara of shastra. Sanskrit. The prakruta is called vikruta. All this vikruti is there. Prakruta. Svabhavastu pravartata. They have to go above this svabhava. And therefore he said, Nadate kasyachit, not touched by anything. So, if Atma is a Sangha, not touched by Papa Punya, not touched by the karma and karma fall. So, if Atma is a Sangha, relatively your mind should be a Sangha, not touched by all small things in the world. Atma is Shanta Swarupa. Relatively, your mind has to be Shanta. Atma is Ananda Swarupa. Your mind should be relatively happy mind. And therefore, to gain that particular mind, we need all this sadhana, all these austerities, all disciplines. So, knowledge, because of the knowledge, you are as though covered. Knowledge is not itself the problem. See, here also two things are there. You don't know flower, not problem. You don't know Gujarati language, not problem. But if you don't know the self, there is a moha. Gnanena avrutam gnanam tena muhyanti chat. And therefore, this moha is a problem. What is the moha? Kartutvam, karma, karma phala sanyoga, bhoktrutvam, gati, agati. So for us, the problem is not the ignorance. Problem is this moha. And this moha also is because of what? So, as there is a gnana, vritti and vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. The same way, here also the two things are there. Ignorance also, Shankaracharya gives the example of Rajju. You don't know Rajju is not a problem. Understand? If you don't know Rajju, no problem. If you know Rajju, if you know rope, no problem. If you don't know rope at all, no problem. But this is halfway. You know something is there, but you don't have a clear knowledge that this is rope. When you don't have a clear knowledge this is rope, it's called samanya gnana and vishesha gnana. Knowledge also, there are two things are there. Samanya gnanam, vishesha gnanam. Samanya gnanam idam asti. It's there. Idam kim asti? Wrong knowledge. Called moha. Moha means wrong knowledge. Idam asti is clear. Something is there. What is that? Instead of telling rope, you say snake. It's called moha. Same way. For the self, all the same thing. Understand? I know I am. Samanya gnanam. Sat Chit is known to everyone. I always say, you don't need to know the Sat and Chit. You know I am. I is a consciousness, am is existence. Sat Chit is known to everyone. Nobody say, I don't know I am. Shankaracharya says in Gita, 2nd chapter, Nahi Atmanam Kaschit Aprasiddham Vastus. Atma is not totally unknown to you. You know I am. The Sat, that existence is known to you. But that existence you have limited in time. Between birth and death. I am consciousness, you know, I am consciousness. But that consciousness is being limited by this body. This is me, this is me, this is not me. Do you understand? Limited by the space. So, the existence is limited by the time, the consciousness is being limited by the space. Spatial limitation is there, time-bound limitation. Therefore, to remove that, samanya gnanam is there, vishesha gnanam is required. And for vishesha gnanam, you need guru, upadesha, which creates this gnana vritti. Rajju, the knowledge of the Rajju means that Rajju akar vritti removes the sarpakar. You understand now? Am I clear? So, that Vishesh Gnanam is not there. I am Ananda Swarupa, I am Sukha Swarupa, I am Ananta. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Look at this. Satyam is known to you, Gnanam is known to you. Anantam is not known to you. Therefore, whole teaching in Taittiriya Upanishads is what? To make you see that you are Ananta. So, here also, same thing. The self is known, samanya gnanam is there. Vishesha gnanam only is required, which is a gnana vritti, that vishesha gnanam removes the ignorance. Once the ignorance of the Rajju is removed, automatically Sarpa also is gone. You don't have to remove. Sarpa is the problem. Understand this. The problem is Sarpa. Bhayavrutti is because of the Sarpa. The Kampanam, the body is, their Kampanam is there because of what? Because of the Sarpa, because of the snake. The perspiration is there because of the snake. Your mind is completely destroyed. It's like bhaibhita, fear, because of snake. Same with this samsara is a problem. But the solution is not in samsara. Solution is you have to remove the ignorance. That's why Bhagavan says, Agnanena avrutam gnanam tena mukhyanti cha. All this moha, this samsara, the kartutva, bhoktrutva, everything is there because of the ignorance. And you have to remove the ignorance. And to remove the ignorance, gnana vritti is required. Therefore, the Vishesha Gnanam is required. That Vishesha Gnanam is only by Shravana. Somebody has to come and tell the person, this is not Sarpa, this is Rajju. The light has to be there to show him this is Rajju. Same way, this Gnana Vritti is required. Once the Gnana Vritti is there, Adityavat Gnanam Prakashayati Tatparaha. You are the self-illumined person. You are going to illumine by yourself. Tatpara, Ananta. It's not limited by time. It's not limited by body. You are all-pervasive, one non-consciousness. And therefore, Tatparam, Tatparam. And Param is Brahman. You are that Brahman which is limitless. You are that limitless Brahman which illumines by itself. And therefore, whole discussion here is that Gnana Vritti is required. Ignorance is there, and the same level of the reality, the same realm of reality, we have to bring the knowledge. That Gnana Vritti removes the Agnana Vritti. And Gnana Vritti gets destroyed by itself, and you are that self-illumined person. I am Brahman, not I know Brahman. Now you understand that? There is no Phala-vyapti. I know flower. You don't have to say I know Brahman. You say I am. And therefore, this is what it is. Three places Bhagavan is using Gnanam. We have to understand what it is. The knowledge means you are the self-illumined knowledge, consciousness, which is limitless, param. I think it's time. Nitin, can we have questions now?
Yes, Swaminiji, are you over?
I'm done.
Yeah.
All of us. Okay, one question. All of us.
I will check this one. I'll edit it out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'll just check the YouTube also, and I'll get back to you with the questions. So thank you very much for this wonderful session. This is a very important topic on contextual meaning of a term. I mean, we have many terms. I remember last time you did one talk on yagya and its contextual meaning. So this is a wonderful session. So one of the questions we have received is, can you please more elaborately share about on time and space in the realm of consciousness?
See, when we say space, akasha, tasmadva destasmad akasha sambhuta. Am I clear about the answer? So, the space and time, when we say, the space is being created from the self. Atmanaha akasha sambhuta. See, in Western philosophy and Western thinking, there is no element called space. Understand this. They have only 4 elements: air, fire, water, and earth. But for us, space is there. See, that's why they are there. This is what I'm telling you. Okay, I'm not physicist, or I'm not astronomer. No, I don't know. But this is my way of telling that they are struggling for the dark matter, but that they don't need dark matter because they already the space also is a matter for us, which they are not. They think it is a shunyam. They think it's nothing, but it's there. The space is there. So spatial limitations is mean I am body. That dehatma buddhi is there. I am limited by body. Upadhi, what we call body, mind, sense complex. So we limited ourselves with it. Time-wise also we have limited our existence. That's why I say what Bhagavan says in Gita. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Look at this. You are not limited by time. You are undestructible, means there is no time limitations there. And yena tatam tatam vyaptam. You are all pervasive consciousness. And therefore, what we have to learn is these things only. That not limited by time, not limited by space. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam. And therefore, main thing is I am not body. See, another problem with thing is that how do I know I am all pervasive? You don't have to know. You are all pervasive. It's not something to experience. Am I clear? Nitin? Any more questions?
Yes, Swamini, we have two more questions. One of the question is, all of us have the sense of I am. So this sense of I am, is it Atman or is it Ahankara?
Good. If it's a pure I am, then it's Atman. But then I am means with that I am, if you have a sense of body, sense of beauty, sense of knowledge of advocate or knowledge of medicine, then it's Ahankara. If it's only I am, then it's self. But with that I am, you have a sense of some other existence of knowledge, existence of family, then it is moha, it is deluded, it's something is added to I am. See, that's why I always tell in English, when you say I am, then we keep on adding. The tail is going on like Hanumana tail, in Lanka. When Hanumana tail was burned by Ravana, he was increasing his tail. Same thing, that's what we are doing, understand? That I am, then we keep on, and I am human being, I am woman, I am man, I am tall, I am fair, I am old. Look at this, how much we are adding. That's why with what sense you are telling I am is important. If you say nothing else without I am, it's Atma. If something is added, then it's Ahanta.
Thank you, Swamini. Another question we have received is, can we think that in the presence of consciousness, only the thought can evolve, or is there anything more than that?
Whole creation is big from consciousness only. Why you want to evolve only thought? Whole creation is because of the consciousness. Entire creation, that's why Swabhava Shankaracharya used why Maya, Daivi Prakriti, because that entire creation is Prakriti. From consciousness, everything is being created, not only Vritti. Whole creation is from consciousness. Atmana Akasha Sambuddha Akasha Vayuhu Vayor Agni Agnirapah Advyaf Prithvi Prithibhyam Aushadaya Aushadibhyannam Annat Purusha. Whole thing. So we don't have to limit ourselves that only Vritti is created by the consciousness. Everything is created by consciousness.
Another question we have, though not directly related to the topic, is in the statement Brahma Satyam Jagan Mityam Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. So what is the contextual meaning of terms such as Brahman, Jiva?
Okay. See, the whole Ardha shlokena pravakshyami yaduktam granth kotivi. By that time already half verse is being written by Shankaracharya. Then he says what? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So he's talking about the reality. What is the reality of Brahman? See, when I said this is orange, this is black, this is brown. So in any language, there are different types of the words are there. Certain words are called names, certain words are called adjectives, certain words are called verb, certain words are called adverb. Understand? Adverb means that which is the adjective for the verb. He's running fast. Same way, this word Satya and the word Mithya are not some object. It is the ontological statement. It gives you the sense of the reality of the object. When I say Satya, that means what? Trikalepi tishtati tissat. That is the reality. What is the reality of Brahman? All 3 periods of time it is same. Mithya means what? You experience it. The time of experience is exist. The rest of the time it's not there. It means pratiti kal it is called. At the time of the pratiti, at the time of the sense, or the time of the experience, it is there. But it's not there. And therefore, Mithya is at one time it exists, other time it doesn't exist. So, Brahma Satya means all the time Brahman is there. Jagan Mithya means when you are experiencing it, it's there. You are not experiencing, it's not there. So that's the reality. That's the satta of the ontological means it's a satta vachak. Like ranga vachak means what is the color of the object. Kada vachak means what is the shape or what is the form of the object. Same way, these words are giving you the reality, the satta. What kind of the satta it is? Brahma Satya means all 3 time period of time Brahman is there as it is. Mithya, Jagat is Mithya. When you are experiencing it is there, otherwise it's not there. But then what about Jiva, the I? So what says? Jivo Brahmaivana Param. The Jiva that you are thinking, I am Jiva, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am Samsari, I am father, I am mother. No. Jiva is non-separate from Brahman. That means whatever is the reality of the Brahman, that is your reality. That means there is no special limit. Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinna self you are. And therefore, he says Jiva is not separate, not other than Brahman. So you are also the same Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahman. That is what the verse is.
One final question, Swamini, very quickly for your response. When it is said the Guru provides knowledge to Shishya, is this knowledge given by detailed and clear explanation of Shastras or something else also? And in which way the meditation helps in this whole process?
As I say, Swabhavastu pravartate, your mind is the problem because the mind is not clear. See, according to Vedanta or Shastra, what keeps you away from yourself, knowing yourself, is 3 things. Mala, Vikshepa, Avaran. Mala means impurities of the mind. Vikshepa means there is a turbulence in the mind, disturbance, perturb. And Avaran means covering. So that's why for us, whole Vedanta is, it's not only Vedanta is important for us, whole Veda is important for us. Because karma is the one which can destroy the impurities of the mind. Bhagavan says very clearly, Yogina karma kurvanti sangam tektva atma shuddha. By karma yoga, the attitude of the yoga, attitude towards the karma, Ishwararpan buddhi for the action, Prasad buddhi for the result of the action destroys the impurity of your mind. Mala. It's exactly like the water. If the water is there, but if water is colored, then what the bimba, the reflection of the sun will be colored. Suppose this pure water, clean water, but if it is not steady, then the broken reflection will. Same way, your mind is the instrument where you are going to know the self. But if mind is colored, you cannot see the self as it is. If mind is disturbed, then also you cannot. Therefore, they say, by karma, you remove the impurities. By dhyanam, upasana, naishalya can come. So for the naishalya of the mind, meditation is very much important. The vikshepa removal. Mala removal by karma, vikshepa removal, naishalya is by meditation. That's why meditation is equally important for us to have a very steady mind. As I said, the mind is, if the Atma is Shanta Swarupa, then relatively mind should be quiet, and that we can get by meditation. And as we learned, avarana is ignorance, that can be removed by the Jnanam. That's why avarana, mala, vikshepa, avarana. The vikshepa is removing by japa, by puja, by upasana. One more question?
That's it, Swaminiji. Thank you, wonderful, for this wonderful session and great discussion on this. We are out of time now.
Yes.
So again, on the behalf of entire Indica Moksha team and all our viewers, we thank you for your making time for this session.
My pleasure to share my knowledge with you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh.
Hari Om. Viewers, don't forget to log in again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We have a talk by Vidwan Karthik Sharma. It will be a Sanskrita talk, followed by a short English summary. The talk will be on Prayojanatva Adhikaranam, an argument to justify the creatorship of Ishvara. Please join tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Oh, we'll have prayer.
You can do the prayer, Swaminiji.
Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om